Hello there! So, Magic the Gathering has creature cards. That's no surprise to anyone who plays Magic, of course. Creatures are your pawns, the foot soldiers that you summon while playing a game of Magic to fight on your behalf and pummel your foes. And of course, creature cards have creature types. Creature types are a subtype of creature cards and generally describe what a creature is, from more mundane things like human and squirrel to the more spectacular like avatar and god. Both the creature type and its many subtypes have a pretty interesting history. For all you whippersnappers out there, you might not remember that Magic originally didn't usually print cards with the creature type line. From the very first Magic set all the way until 6th edition, all creatures, except for whatever reason artifact creatures, had the summon type line. And it made sense. You weren't playing creatures in some ordinary card game, no, you were summoning your grizzly bears, you were summoning mammoths, you were summoning dragons. They'd be creatures when on the battlefield, sure, so cards would say, for instance, enchant creature, not enchant summon, but it was an interesting flavor thing. In Magic's earliest days, the creature types that summon cards had tacked onto them didn't really do much. They were just there to add a little spice. There were a few cards, like Lord of Atlantis, Goblin King, and Zombie Master, that gave bonuses to specific creature types, but outside of that, the types mostly existed for flavor. And the only cards not printed as summons, artifact creatures, didn't have creature types at all. But due to not really mattering mechanically, not a lot of thought was given to what creature types existed or how many different ones there were. There just wasn't much consistency. For instance, Merfolk of the Pearl Trident was Summon Merfolk, just as you'd expect. But Lord of Atlantis, which today is just a Merfolk, had the creature type Lord of Atlantis. So while you'd have normal stuff like Dragon, Vampire, and Elemental, you'd also have Fungasaur, Doppelganger, Ship, Bodyguard, Gaia's Liege, and Will-o'-the-Wisp. Additionally, some creature types like Elves, Dwarves, and Goblins were always plural, while most types were singular. These issues weren't made any better with Magic's first expansion, Arabian Nights, which introduced types like Leper, Aladdin, Alibaba, Dandan, Singing Tree, and Flying Men. Some other standout types from later sets include Wood, Uncle Istvan, Miracle Worker, Brother, Evil Eye, Spuzum, Island Fish, Drill Sergeant, Martyr, and Ragman. Starting with the set Fallen Empires, cards that cared about creature types mechanically started popping up more often. And with the set Tempest, creature types that had consistent mechanical themes, like Slivers, Lycids, and later Spell Shapers, started to appear. By the time Magic got its first big frame update, creatures were being grouped under much more consistent and universal types. Then, with the set Mirrodin, the race-class system was introduced. Under this system, sapient creatures often have two types. A race, which is what species that creature is, and a class, which is what that creature does. Before, it was usually one or the other. To go along with this system, the human creature type was finally added too, only a decade after Magic's initial release. Before this, they apparently thought that since human was the default race, it didn't need its own type. Anywho, the race class system helped a lot, but there were still a lot of quirks. For instance, some artifact creatures got creature types now, but not all. Two creature types actually had extra rules associated with them. The Legend creature type was still being used to denote legendary creatures, unlike other legendary permanents which had the Legendary super type. And creatures with the Wall type inherently couldn't attack, since the Defender keyword didn't yet exist. And not to mention, all these standardizations that were implemented were not retroactive. Humans are printed as humans now, cool. Oh, but this guy's still Ali from Cairo, and this card's still a cave people. You also had things like snakes, which were represented by the type snake, but also asp, cobra, viper, and python, or birds, which in addition to bird had roc, vulture, falcon, albatross, ern, pigeon, chicken, rooster, and whippoorwill. Some errata occurred here and there, such as legend being removed and wall having its mechanical properties eliminated in the Kamigawa block, but it was clear that a massive overhaul was required. And thus, in 2007 we received the Grand Creature Type Update. Coinciding with the release of the set Lorwyn and being refined with Morningtide, this update changed the oracle text, or official text, of numerous creatures to give them more sensible and standardized creature types. 146 obsolete creature types were removed, 8 were added, 1 type was reinstated, and 1,197 cards were changed. This included giving out additional creature types to bring older creatures in line with the race-class model, and giving creature types to all creatures that didn't previously have one. The one exception being Zuko, or, nameless race, but that was mostly just for flavor reasons. But anyway, yeah, pretty massive change. Over the years, there have been many more types added, and others that have been done away with. And some, like egg, monkey, and dinosaur, that have been added, removed, and added again. Even with modern consistency though, there's a lot of creature types. Over 280 in fact, of which over 40 are unique to Magic the Gathering, and over 10 of which are Dungeons & Dragons or Universes Beyond exclusive. If going through this whole spiel up to this point hasn't already made it apparent, I find the history, designs, and mechanics of creature types fascinating, especially regarding the lore of how different creatures change and vary from plane to plane, set to set. And it's not just me who loves different creature types. Tribal cards and strategies, ones that care about specific creature types, or tribes, are overwhelmingly popular. So I thought I'd make a video going into detail about each and every creature type. With 280 types, however, that's way too much for a single video. So I'll have to split it up into several parts. As a new series, I call the Magic Creature Type Compendium. You probably already read the title of the video, huh? It's in the title. So yeah, next episode we'll take a look at two particular sets of creature types for each color of mana. Iconic creature types, Angel, Sphinx, Demon, Dragon, and Hydra, and characteristic creature types, Human, Merfolk, Vampire/Zombie, Goblin, and Elf. Stay tuned! Thank you all so much for watching, and thank you to Wizards of the Coast for sponsoring this video. Click my link down in the description to see what Magic the Gathering's got going on right now. I'd really appreciate it. And if you liked the video, I'd also really appreciate it if you would like, subscribe, share, and leave a comment down below letting me know what you thought. I always read every comment I get on all my videos. They mean so much to me, and I'm always on the lookout for feedback. And please, let me know your thoughts on this new series. This one's something I've been wanting to do for years as a smaller series in between Magic lore uploads. Not to worry on that front though, I have 2 new episodes in the chamber coming out very soon. Again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.